BioInsight Demo. Exploring Metabolomics Workbench with Conversational AI. Part 2. Now let's switch gears and look at how BioInsight supports metabolomics researchers using data from the Metabolomics Workbench. In this example, I'm acting as a cancer researcher investigating metabolic changes associated with breast cancer progression and treatment response. BioInsight helps me explore datasets, understand metabolite biology, and connect findings to genes, pathways, and even raw mass-to-charge ratio features, all through natural language. To begin, I want to see what's already available. So I ask, what metabolomics studies are available for breast cancer? BioInsight searches across the entire workbench and returns all breast cancer-related datasets, along with metadata like study design, sample types, platforms, and analytical methods. This helps me quickly identify studies that fit my research question. One study catches my eye, ST000054, a well-known dataset profiling metabolic differences in breast cancer tissue. So next I ask, tell me about study ST000054. Then to look a little deeper I ask, what metabolites were measured in this study? BioInsight pulls the full study description, the experimental workflow, and the list of metabolites, giving me an overview of what was actually detected and quantified. This step alone saves researchers a lot of time compared to navigating multiple pages on the website. Please note, response times have been accelerated to shorten the wait during this demo. As I browse the metabolites, 1-monopalmitin stands out because of its involvement in lipid metabolism, which is often dysregulated in cancer. I continue with, tell me more about 1-monopalmitin. Here, BioInsight presents a fully interactive 3D model of 1-monopalmitin. You can rotate and zoom the structure to explore it from any angle. I then ask, is this metabolite associated with IDH mutations in breast cancer? Here, BioInsight combines workbench data with external biochemical knowledge. It can retrieve structure information, known biochemical roles, and reported associations with cancer mutations such as IDH, even if the evidence is limited or indirect. Now I want to see whether 1-monopalmitin actually differs between normal and tumor samples in this study. So I ask, what were the levels of 1-monopalmitin in normal versus cancer samples in ST000054? BioInsight retrieves quantified values directly from the dataset and can plot group-level comparisons, helping researchers quickly spot potential biomarkers or metabolic alterations. Metabolomics is most powerful when connected to upstream enzymes and pathways. So I ask, which genes are linked to glutamine metabolism? I also can ask, show me protein information for GLS. BioInsight uses an agentic approach and its connected data sources to find important metabolic enzymes, summarize genes and proteins, and give biological context, bringing metabolomics, genomics, and proteomics together. Next, I want to extend the search and see what other datasets support the glutamine story. So I ask, show me other studies where glutamine was detected in breast cancer. This helps identify whether observations are dataset-specific or reproducible across multiple studies. And for broader chemical context, I ask, what's the classification of choline in PubChem? BioInsight can retrieve ontology information, chemical classes, and pathway roles, giving researchers a more holistic view of metabolite function. Finally, metabolomics often starts not with named metabolites, but with raw peaks. So I show BioInsight a hypothetical feature. I ask, I detected a peak at a mass-to-charge ratio of 146.07 in positive ion mode. What could it be? BioInsight provides possible metabolite matches, adduct forms, and chemical classes, helping analysts rapidly generate hypotheses to follow up with further validation. So that's a quick look at how BioInsight supports metabolomics research. From discovering relevant studies, to exploring metabolites and genes, to interpreting raw mass-to-charge ratio features. All of this can be done conversationally, without switching between multiple tools or documentation pages. Together with our proteomic, genomic, and imaging integrations, BioInsight aims to make multi-omic exploration more intuitive and more accessible for the research community.